So what I want to do here on this hook, we're going to do something different. Once you've got your bead on there, you can let that bead slide back about halfway down the shank of the hook out of the way. And we want to start our black thread right now. I'm going to start it here right behind the eye. I'm going to put about 3 wraps in there to get it logged in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create the head on the fly first this time. So I'm going to build my thread up here so it's tapered down to the eye. I want to make sure when I slide the bead up, it can't go past it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I've got enough of that in there right now that I can use that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a whip finish on it. So we created the head of the fly first.
When you did that, Walter, I was still trying to get my bead on. Just curious, did you put any in front of the bead or just behind it?
The thread's in front of the bead.
Okay, thanks.
It's a unique way to do it. And I'm going to use a green color for the body of mine, since we didn't give you anything for the body because the body of these flies here are made with the thread we're using. So I'm using an olive colored thread. And I'm going to wrap it all the way down to the point of my hook. The next thing you will need is your piece of wire. And I'm going to catch it right here with my thread. I'm going to wrap forward. I'll pull it back just a little bit. I'm going to wrap my thread forward all the way up to the bead. Now I'm going to bring it back again. Go all the way down. Not quite to the tail. Okay.
Walter, if you don't mind, tell me what to do with that wire again, please.
Lay your wire right on top of the shank of your hook.
Okay.
And tie it in with your thread. And you should be all the way back by the point of the hook when you do that.
And wrap it up to the bead and back?
No, the wire, just leave the wire back, hanging out the back. Don't wrap the wire yet. What we're going to do is build a tapered body.
Right.
So my wire sticking straight out the back of my fly. I'm going to move the thread forward.
And you did use 2 colors, right? You used black for the towards the eye, and then the rest is your green, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm up behind the eye. Okay, and then I'm going to start back again. And I'm going to go halfway down the shank of the hook. And then I'm going to start back to the eye again. Now I'm going to wrap down again about 2/3 of the way down the hook. I'm going back up to the bead again. Now I'm going to wrap down just a short distance here, 3 or 4 wraps, and then back up to the bead again. what I'm doing is creating a tapered body, little at a time. If you look at that, you can see there's a taper to it. Okay. So make it not quite as bright.
God dang it.
That better? You can see a little bit of taper in there. So now I'm going to take my thread, and this time I'm going to wrap it all the way back down to the where the wire's tied in. And what I'm doing is smoothing out that taper. And then I'm going to wrap it all the way back up to the bead.
Damn it.
And again, these are all touching wraps that we're doing. So that gives me my tapered look here on this one. Again, you can do this in green, you can do it in yellow, you can do it in orange. The key I was using here, I used my copper bead here. I put a black head on it when I start it ahead of time to seal it up. So once we've got that done, now I'm going to take my wire and counter wrap it and spiral it forward. Segmentating the body. And you want to try and make that as even as you possibly can as you go further forward. Once I've got back up to behind the bead, I'm going to tie it off with my thread. I'm going to take one wrap in front of the thread and another one back behind it again. I'm going to hold this and then we'll helicopter the thread off. Take the wire right off of there, holding the thread. Save that piece of wire because we're going to use that on the other hook also. Now that that's tied in, my fly is done. I'm going to do my whip finish right behind the bead with that thread. Come in and cut as close as I can up there to cut that thread off. And the good part here is if you have solar raz, this is where it comes in here. I'm going to put solar raz UV glue on the whole body.
Put it on the whole body?
Yep. From the back all the way up to the bead. And then right on the, be careful you don't get it in the eye. Once I've got that done, I'll hit it with my light and cook it a little bit. Usually do about a minute of it cooking with if you use the solar raz because it's pretty quick to cure. Let it rest for a minute. We'll go back with the light again the second time. and it's cured. That fly is made.
What's the fly called?
It's a BWO emerger. Blue ring olive would be the BWO. I've talked to people in Tennessee, North Carolina, and Eastern Georgia in the last few weeks. And these are some flies that they recommend in those areas. So if we go fishing there, you get up there sometime this fall, these flies are what they're saying that works in the fall season.
It doesn't take long to do if they get them.
They've given me the different colors, yellow, green, this one with a black head on it, along with your bead up there, is what they had given me the recipe for.
Yeah, it almost reminds me of Midge pupa.
Yes. So once that one's done,
Let's do it.
we're going back to our table, and we want to take our curved hook and pick up the other bead with it. Once I've got the bead on it, I can move it over to the vise. Again, tweezers are the electrical things I'm using here. Make it so much easier to hold your hook and get a bead on it. If you try and feed the bead on there with your fingers, my fingers are too fat for these little hooks. I will show you when I put my curved hook here. I put the point of the hook inside the vise because it's so small. When you bring your thread around there, you're subject to nick it real easy. It sort of keeps you from doing that.
See now.
Okay, so now on this one, you can change your thread color to another color. I'm going to use a tan color on it. They say that makes a nice color in those waters up there.
Hell, it's tan.
Again, this time we're going to go right behind the bead and start our thread. So I'm using a little bit bigger thread this time. I've got 70 Diener in here. And what I'm going to do is flatten that thread out. I'm taking it all the way around the curve. Back up here to the top. I'm all the way back to the bead now. So I'm going to hang my thread and spin it counterclockwise. And that's going to let it unwind so it lays flatter for me. Again, I'm going to take the piece of wire I had left over from off the last one. I'm going to lay it up right up close to the shank of my hook and tie that down. I've got my thread. If you look at it, you can see it's flatter going back now. Now I've caught the wire. And we'll wrap all the way back around to the curve.
Hey, Walter, I got a little behind. Are we doing the same thing with as the first hook, putting that head on first and the bead?
No head,
No head, okay.
just the bead.
All right.
I need to unwind my thread a little bit more so it flattens out again. Now I want to move my thread all the way back up to my bead.
You start at the bead and keep going back and forth. Are you taper?
Pardon?
You start the thread at the bead, right?
We start at the bead, we go all the way around to the tail. What we're going to do is build the taper, just like we did the last one.
That's what it is. Are you tapering it? Okay.
Yes. So we're going to do the same movements all the way back up to the bead. I'm going to unwind my thread more so it lays flat. I'll take it back down.
To unwind it?
If you spin it counterclockwise, it loosens it up. If you're left-handed, that won't work.
Are you muted?
Hmm?
Are you muted?
So I'm going to move it forward, back up to the bead. Then we'll come back again about halfway down the shank. Unwind it.
And on this one, are we just using one color? Is it just the colored one for the thread?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
I'm going back down a quarter of the way. And I'm going back up to the bead. Unwind my thread again. Now this time I'm going to go all the way back down to where the wire is. And then go all the way back to the bead. Counter spin it again to get it flattened out more. And now I'm right behind the bead. Once I've done that, I'm going to take my wire and counter wrap it all the way up to the bead and spiral it up there like I did the last one. Watch your spacing and try and keep it even all the way up. Once I've got it down behind the bead, I'm going to catch it there and tie it off. Then I'm going to hold it, helicopter wire off. Now I'm ready to put a whip finish on it. And we'll do the same thing as I did the last one. We'll take my UV and cover it. Keep it moving a little bit so it doesn't sag on me. Then I'm going to hit it with my UV light. For about a minute. Take your UV light off, let it rest for a minute. And do it again. Again, we're doing this like a midge or pupa, and it will work well in Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee. This is what we'll normally would find in the winter months up here is when they hatch out. So again, you're going to watch for the water to get warm, maybe when the sun starts hitting that water in the morning, and you'll start seeing the hatch happen after that sun warms the water up just a little bit. You'll be there for the hatch. You'll see it coming up. And this is what we're going after.
The bottom.
I would do some of these in yellow. I do them in green. I would do them in some orange. I would do the other one the same way.
Walter, when you're fishing these, are you using, I'm guessing, probably at least a 6X or 5X leader or tippet?
Probably a 6X on there for these.
Okay.
You could get away with a 5X on it. 6X might be a little easier.
Now, you want fluorocarbon or monofilament? You want these to sink, right?
If I want to sink, I put fluorocarbon in there.
Okay.
The mono is not going to get it down like the fluorocarbon will.
Oh, it's about me.
Thank you.
You can do it with brass beads. You can do them with glass beads. I've done some with red glass beads on them, done a red body with it. You can buy these little beads at Michael's. I've got the small little tube. One tube of those would last. Everybody that we have in our group in South Carolina could use it, and we would never use them all up. The jewelry makers. Michael's. I use Michael's mostly to buy stuff like that because they'll give me a discount. Hobby Lobby will not give us a discount at all.
Hobby Lobby does have those glass beads on sale right now, 50% off.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
That's a good deal. It's on sale.
Yeah.
You can get some of those that are clear. You can get them in yellow. You can get them in blue. You can get them in green. And so sometimes the glass beads are a little bit harder to put on than maybe one of these beads are to put on. So you may have to spread the hook open just a little bit, but then you can close it back up. And don't forget to take the barb off. Leastwise, you hook yourself in places you didn't plan on.
Well, with these small beads, you may not be able to get the bead on unless you bend the barb back.
Some of them, you're right, that you won't get over it with a barb on there. You can bend it down with a pair of needle nose pliers, or you can use a small file to file it down. There's a couple of people that I've talked to that are using their Dremel tool with just a small carbon thing on the end. They can hit it just once real quick and it's gone.
Now, when Semper Fly ties the pupas like this, I often see that it almost looks glassy. Is that something different than Solarez that they're using?
I wouldn't think so. It may be a different UV glue, but Solarez is to me, one of the best ones on the market. Solarez has the best drying time.
Yeah, it's just that theirs looks thicker. It looks like it's a glass thing almost.
They may be putting more coats on it.
So your UV will come in thin, flex, thick, and flow. Those four velocity for UV. And they might be using the thick.
If they use that thick and put it on there, then it's going to look a lot more like this one. If I take that one and put on a second coat, which is fine to do.
Okay, that's my issue. I'm using ultra thin Solarez.
So if you're using ultra thin, I would put more than one coat on it. You might put 2 or 3 coats. Dry your first coat, then add your other ones in and dry them one at a time till you get the last one dried in. Here, I've only done 1 coat on that. If I add to it, then I'm going to build it up a little bit more.
Jesus Christ, Lenny.
How you doing, Lenny?
I lost the one bead. I gave mine. I got it on. I'm trying to get the wire on it now.
Yeah, I learned years ago that dish towel trick. I got tired of picking beads up off the floor.
Well, what happened? I had it in these, I must have squeezed too hard because I pinched it and like that. Ding! I thought, oh, shit. What are you gonna do?
These also work pretty good too. The hairline pads, any of the pads that have like a beaded top to them.
Yeah. So if I use the towel and I hold it either with the electrical test probes or the tweezers, I don't always pick the bead up because if I pick the bead up, it's going to squeeze out and take off from me.
Well, that's what happened to me. I didn't fall in the cow. It just went across the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that helped a lot when he talked about the tester because I picked those up, but I thought you guys just used them for show. I didn't know that you use them when you're putting the beads on.
Oh no, I've used them for years for putting beads. There's two different sizes of tester. Or actually, there's three different sizes you can have.
They got two that look like the same size.
If you go to, let me change cameras here. If you go to online, you can order one of these three sizes right here. Okay. The yellow one in the middle is very popular in that company. If you order that one, you can get it in like 4 different colors or 5 different colors. They'll give you like 3 or 4 of each one. So when you do that, you could, they're all there. I got the small one because I have that on my little turntable that I use one. This is a little bit bigger one for bigger hooks here. This one, I cut a piece of it off because it sticks out in the way. I didn't want it in there. So those are easy to get on Amazon. The small ones are for fine work. This is easier. You'll find if you get these heavy duty ones like this one, that squeezes the hook sometimes too much in there. Especially the smaller hooks. But I can go down and pick up a bead. And it goes right on. Much easier that way.
Hey, Walter, what's the name of that glue you're using tonight? I need to order some of that.
I'm using Solaraz is the company.
Okay, solar.
And you get it with the flashlight too for UV.
Okay.
So
and never point the flashlight at anybody's eyes.
The flashlight that they sell is not cheap, but I'll tell you, it's better than a lot of the other ones. It's a much powerful light. It is UV light.
Who did you buy that from?
I think I bought it on Amazon.
Amazon? Yeah. Okay.
But it's a Solaraz light.
Okay.
And Keith, you'll probably get a charger like this with a second battery if you buy a good kit.
I've got other lights here like this one here that I've had that works just also. It's got a big head on it. It's not as powerful a light as this one here is. Again, this light here has a different set of batteries that you don't normally see because of the power it uses. It uses a bigger battery. It uses a Duracell 123 battery.
Okay.
So it's bigger than your normal batteries are. It's not like a AA. The other one I've got over here uses AA batteries.
Right. Okay.
But that one's it's powerful enough that once you turn that light on it with this glue, with Solaraz glue, it cures it in about a minute.
Okay. All right. I'm going to look for that.
We've used some of these before. We've used different glues, and it would be sticky 2 days after you cured it. Steel.
Right.
We'd used to have to go paint them with alcohol to try and get rid of the sticky on it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. I would look online. So you get an idea when we're looking at hooks to go this small. Here's 4 different hooks. They're all the same size. But you see how different they are. All those are size 16. The fire hole is 7 millimeters long. The Achi is 10 millimeters long. TMC 5262 is 9. And the TMC 3161 is 8. The hook you used tonight, the longest one you used tonight was the TMC 5262, because I like that little bit longer body on it that I get over what I got with the 8 millimeter on the 3761. 5262 is a 2X body, and the 3761 is a 1X body. It makes a difference.
Not right.
All right.
We're having a test on that, right?
Yes. Wednesday, I'll have a written test for you, Lenny.
All right,
Uh,
I gotta write that chart down.
yeah. Any other questions, ladies and gentlemen?
There's mine, Walter, if you want to see.
Uh, I w-
See?
oh yeah, I do. Bring it with you Wednesday, Mark.
Bring it with me Wednesday?
Yeah, we're tying Wednesday.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, they come out pretty good, but I did mine in green.
They look good. They look good. The one I like the idea when I read one of the recipes about putting the head on it first, with the bead on there. It just makes a different look on it. I can't remember who it was that designed that one. Somebody out west that did that design. But he said add the head in it first. I thought, well, that's a different way to tie one. I've never done it that way. But
Heard cool.
thank y'all very much.
I'll see you on Wednesday night.
I'll see everybody in Myrtle Beach on Wednesday afternoon.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Walter.
I may be
Thank you,
fishing.
Thanks, Walter.
I may get there early enough to go fishing Wednesday.
Oh,
See you
okay.
Wednesday. See you Wednesday. Thanks, Walter.
See you Wednesday.
Thanks, Walter.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Walter.
Walter.
Right.
Right.
Thank you,
Good night,
everyone.
everybody.
Good to
See
see
you, everybody.
everybody.
Thanks, Walter.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks,
See you.
Walter.
I will see you next Monday. If I don't see you Monday.
Walter,
Yes.
I'll see you Wednesday. Can you do me a favor? Put me in that one copper beads. See if I can do this thing again.
Sure. I can get you a copper bead.
All right. Maybe time, but I'm killing it.
How big do you need it?
Right?
How big do you want it?
Well, what do you want for it?
Okay. I'll bring you. That's a 2 millimeter bead we use tonight on those hooks.
Well, we like to have a little bit bigger head on it. I mean, a bigger hole.
Yeah. I think on one of mine, I used a 1.8 millimeter on my second hook. So I use a little bit smaller bead on that second hook.
Yeah. That's it.
Max, you talked to Hayward today?
No, I haven't. I haven't talked to him. I talked to him Sunday and asked him if he was coming tonight, and he said he was going to try.
Okay. He must have been working then.
Probably so, but then again, we got a fair amount of rain up here today, so I'm not sure what he was doing.
You're done.
We got 2.5 inches of rain Sunday. Saturday, I'm sorry. I guess it was Saturday. We got 2.5 inches of rain.
Yeah.
Today we've just gotten a couple of sprinkles up here is all we got.
Yeah.
There was supposed to be a heavy rain and Charleston got all of it today.
Yeah, they did, and I think we shared some of that with them.
You shared some of it with them?
Yeah, we had a flooding alert in Somerville, and we're not even close to the coast. So,
oh wow, was it in town or?
Well, we got a lot of drainage ditches and stuff, so it didn't have to be right in town. It usually is kind of out in the suburbs, so to speak.
Out there back where you are?
Yeah. The downtown area doesn't get as much rain. They don't have as much drainage as we do.
Ah, okay. All right, Max, I will see you next week.
Sounds good. And these little flies were fun to tie tonight. Thanks.
Yeah, usually little sizes takes a little bit more work in there.
Well, I looked in that bag that you sent out in the mail, and I thought, well, geez, that's a size 20. So I was thinking the whole time that little one was a size 20. And I got some size 20s out that I had at the house and tied up. I've tied about 5 of them tonight to try.
Did you?
Yeah, just try to make a few extras so that if I lose them.
Well, on some of these different ones, this one called for 16 and 18.
Right.
The one next week is 16, 18, and 20 that it uses.
Yeah.
But I think I only use 16 and 18 hooks next week too.
That sounds good. I appreciate it.
All right, Max. Good to see you.
You too. Talk to you later.
All right.
Thanks, Walter.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you.